Another Kirtan for peace. And we're here with Jenny, and Jenny's here. Actually, we'll talk about somebody who builds kirtans, and experienced kirtans and facilitates them in the community. Jenny is the owner of Just Be Yoga and also of Luminary Farms, which are both incredible projects in the Bay Area that are focused on building community, but also supporting each other with resilience and change. And maybe you could share something with that and why you're here. Like, what brought you here today?
Thank you, Indy. You're just, I've been following you. I think we met on a virtual retreat right when the pandemic happened, right? Mm-hmm. And so I've just been, popping in here and there and seeing what you're up to. And this last weekend when my community asked how we can support India, I went straight to you. Right? Yes. Yeah. How can we best show up right now? I know you've been talking about this for a year with the farmers' protest and everything of how we can get involved from the more civic duty standpoint. And so I'm here to listen and to support, and also personally going through, a ton of change in my own life and looking to reintegrate into like community and spent, significant amount of time this last year just in my own healing journey and some bit of isolation. And even though I'm a part of a massive community, I have, pulled back. And so today is this like, okay, I'm jumping in. Here we are. And I'm here to support you and to also, continue the discussions like we talked about online of like, what else can we do to keep this going? Right. So it's not just a one of the political fundraisers or one of the things that we jump on board with that we don't really know where the money's going or what and how we can truly support and make shift and change. So so I'm here to support you. Thank you for the work you're doing. Thank you for continuing to share you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for acknowledging me. And I think that's so powerful. I mean, I have to commend you, Jenny, we have to acknowledge this. There's legitimately privileges and different things that happen in this world, whatever it is, there's some sort of cosmic karma going on. Right? I don't know how it works, but certainly I acknowledge you for actually taking the step to, when you reaching out, asking me questions. That's so powerful. Like the power of curiosity, the power of listening, the power. And the craziest thing is the funniest thing is when you do that, Jenny, like the moment you reached out and you like you have no idea how many blessings I'm throwing back at you for showing up and asking questions and wanting to understand better and wanting to make a more impactful difference, right? It's like one thing just to throw money somewhere. It's one thing just to be like, oh yeah, I did that thing, I'm done with that, right? But like, what about like the systemic changes that are needed so that it doesn't keep happening? We don't have to keep throwing money somewhere, right? It doesn't have to be that way. That being said, so thank you for showing up in your strength, in your power, your Durga energy, right? Along with your Kali energy, okay? You got to get into that Kali energy now, right? So we'll talk about that. But I think this is also what's going on in our ethos right now. And I mean, before I go into anything, I feel like let's share some music. Can I share something?
Yeah.
All right, let's share something. All right, like flow with me. Let's just take some breaths together, okay? I'm going to play some flute. Take some deep breaths, and everybody who's tuning in, when I play the flute, the invitation to you guys is to breathe deeply into your belly, distill your belly, get it open, and then hold that breath for like a good amount of time. Maybe you could say a mantra under your breath, and then breathe out as equally as you breathed in. Okay, so breathe in to your belly, hold it, pause, hold it, and then breathe out. You can breathe out through your nose or out through your mouth, but breathe in through your nose. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it a few times. All right. Couple more times. Deep, long breaths. Make them as long as you can. Make them longer. This last one, we're going to take a big deep breath into our belly, all of us. Big deep breath into your belly. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it as long as you can. And then we're going to take a big sigh out loud together. Let's do it again. Big deep breath into your belly. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And we're going to take a big sigh out loud. You got to make it count. You got to do a big sigh. All right, one more time. One last time. Big deep breath in. Hold it in your belly. Big belly. Hold it. And then big sigh out loud with your tongue out. Awesome, guys. Oh my God, what did you guys show? I like was sitting there playing the flute and you guys just show up magically. What's going on?
Namaskar. Sat Shri Akal.
Oh my gosh. Guru Nam, are you on the way to the airport?
Hanji, yes, I am on the way to the airport.
And you only have a couple minutes, right? Is that correct? How much time you got?
My flight's not for like an hour, so I can kind of pop in and out, but I'll be like, walking around. Need to go through security and stuff like that.
Maybe we can get you to sing as you're going through security. Sing a mantra.
Yes.
It's my birthday tomorrow, so that would be the best gift you could give me is singing at the airport.
Fair.
So really quickly, since we got some people that jumped in here, I'm so excited to have you guys. The way this flows, it's an agenda. So like I like to call it agenda because it's like so much more fun than agenda. Ugh, that word itself is like you don't understand. It triggers all kinds of things inside of me. Okay. So we're gonna do an agenda and we're gonna go with the flow. If people have to leave early or do stuff, message me in the chat telling me you gotta go, and so I can get you on and share. You can share something before everyone else. And there's no really order. Doesn't matter. It's about us sharing and having conversations and connecting. But some of y'all are magical. Like I know Guru Nam has incredible, beautiful voice. Her throat chakra is like blasting, right? So I always honor her to share her beauty. But some of you guys too, I'm sure Ryland has some beautiful stuff to share. So I would love for you guys to share your thoughts, music, philosophy, whatever. And in between too, I actually, I'm as much as I'm I bring this like Jardikala energy, right? There's a big part of me too that like acknowledges there is crazy stuff going on right now. Like there's a lot of imbalance, literally bad leadership, bad blah, 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 a lot of stuff. If you want to say bad or good, let's say another word. There is a lot of ignorant perspectives out there. There's ignorance that's actually leading the way. The blind are leading the blind at the moment. So to honor that space, I definitely want to encourage all of y'all to share what your thoughts are on that. What are your feelings? What's coming up? What are some suggestions? I know Ruby is, and Guru Nam, you guys both are from the Indian diaspora. So maybe you guys have perspectives and wisdom or maybe directions we all can go, and especially for y'all, your woman is different for women holding trauma versus men, and I'm holding it right now and experiencing it for my people. I'm worried about it because the stuff that's happening in India is also happening everywhere. Man, we just had violence on Sikh community just a couple weeks ago. Like that could have been me that got shot, right? It could have been my uncle or my, they are my uncle and my aunts, in my opinion, right? So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. So we could talk about that stuff, but let's also share music and laughter and poetry. And mind you, I'm a big proponent. I have like a double screen thing going on too. So I have a lot of stuff pulled up. That's kind of like interesting stuff for us to think about, So before I go there though, I do want to quickly go around the table over here and just honor everybody. So really quickly, Ruby, you've been here before, right?
Yes, it's really good to be back. And I just love your spirit and energy and bringing us together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby. Thank you. And I hope you feel called at any point to share any music because you're talented. You're a talented vibrational artist as well, correct?
Thank you. I definitely have some lyrics that I wanted to share just as poetry today and not as much as the voice. In part of holding trauma, it's sometimes not always easy for us to like share in the way that we want to. So I kind of like get in where I fit in, like just jumping in the river of whatever change we're going through. So if you want, do you want to go around first and talk to everyone, or should I just jump in and share?
I mean, if it was my choice, I'd be jump in and share, and
Okay.
and we'll go around. So let's do that.
Okay, so these are lyrics for a song that I wrote with my band. We're called Ruby Val and the Soulphonics, and we are kind of a more conscious band than you would probably find in the mainstream. But we've been underground for like 15 years. And I wrote this song as kind of a change-making effort. And I ended up being able to sing it at the Smithsonian for this amazing gathering called America Now, where we focused on immigrant music and the power of immigrant music in America. So super healing. Okay. Lost tribes of our past lingering in waves, silently, but I can sense them rolling in their graves. They echo disdain for how we've lost our way. The earth in all her power shakes under the weight. Will those we leave behind learn from our mistakes, or will they be the ones to seal our fate? Rocks turn to pebbles, streams turn to stone. Strange how this life picks and chooses from its own. But in the state of all things, we keep believing love is that higher realm that we are seeking. In the state of all things, we keep believing one love can guide our many journeys. The question remains, do we move forward just the same? What can we gain? What will maintain from fighting over separate faiths? Summer and winter waiting turn, circling and longing for true colors to emerge. And even trees evolve, shedding leaves to show that giving up the past can only make us grow. The moon and the sun, they dance in their eternal song. And we in their wake, we hope and we pray that all keeps spinning on. In the state of all things, we keep believing that love is that higher realm that we are seeking. In the state of all things, we keep believing one love can guide our many journeys.
Snap, 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 snap. Beautiful.
Wow,
Thank you.
thank you. I love that. I
Honored.
hope you guys don't mind. I turned off my video because I'm kind of just like moving around. I don't want to be distracting, but I still am listening. And
Yes, same with me. I won't be able to stay the whole time, but I'm so happy to be here with you all.
Yeah, and that being said, Ruby, really quickly, can you share in your perspective, what is a wise place for people to put their energy and prayers and actual action, right? Like what could be helpful to our community? And then I don't know if for me, before you even answer that, for me, I can't help when I think our community, I can't help but think about all of us. Like it's like impossible for me.
It is. I would say attending more things like this, being in Sangat with others, and understanding that first requires going within, right? But then right after that, we have to be there for each other, or else it's a slow crawl to progress and change. So I would say, honor your daily practices to go within, but then also seek small efforts in your community to just be present. And maybe, like you said, it's not all day. It's not something that you can maybe devote all hours to, but just being present for one another is great. I'm seeing a lot of conscious brands out there too, so aligning with more of them versus, just making different decisions in how we purchase, how we move in the world, how we consume. I think that there are a lot more brands that get it and that are aligned with making change. One that I know is Diaspora. They do like single source origin spices from India. And right now they are kind of donating all of their proceeds to Give India and really good causes that are helping. They just put in their order for their first batch of oxygen supply to give to India. So those kind of things that take a little bit of effort to dig for, but you just feel so much more connection with a brand or a group or an entity that, you know, shares in similar uplifting methods to help. So I hope that offers some kind of guidance. I know there's no right way to help, and just being there for each other is really important. And again, I thank you so much, Rishi Singh, for what you're doing. And I know it's not easy to bring people together. Everybody's got whatever they have going on, but you're a true light and a beacon. And it's just incredible to be connected with you across the airwaves.
Man, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That feels so good. I mean, I feel. Can I share something, Dee? Can you share it so I don't have to say it?
Oh yeah. Well, I definitely am really excited to share that you guys are talking to Commissioner of Human Relations. Sorry, Human Relations.
Not human resources.
Not human
Please
resources.
no.
No. Human Relations for the city of El Cerrito. He was just appointed this week by the city council members, and so we're so excited. He's like, it's very needed right now. Yeah, there's like no brown people. There's no one representing like anything other than like white, you know, men and, you know, like female perspective. So it's really exciting. And yeah, this is actually Commissioner Singh here.
Commissioner Singh.
Yay.
I don't even understand what's happening, guys. I seriously don't know.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been showing up to my city hall meetings. I've been going regularly. I go on the mic. I share a perspective of wellness and well-being, and I share this message of like, hey, you know, like I know everybody's struggling, and I get it, and like everybody's going through a lot. But what are we doing to actually make it better? Like, what are we proactively doing? And it's been resonating like across the board with like the older folks, the young folks, the technical folks, the old school, non-changing conservative folks. Everybody's kind of like being like, yeah, like, okay, you know, he's got something going on. And I feel that's something everybody here at this call, I think we all have that power. You know, I'm sure I'm going to bring up Ryland in a moment. He's going to talk about Kiss the Ground and how they're enacting change through policy. And I'm a big fan of strategy, plot, plan, strategize, organize, right? Like I'm all about that idea of like, you can't just be yelling and screaming, and like whenever something bad happens, just donate. Like there's systemic things that are wrong, right? And we're not going to fix that by actually getting into the system and like, you know, changing the vibration from within the system. And so I got to live it, right, you guys? At this point?
Yeah, I mean, the one of the city council members and the mayor, like both were like his biggest advocates in this decision making. So he's already like making impact. All of us can do the same and show up, and it's like really easy. And I think like the more we show up and understand like what's going on in our backyards, who's making these decisions, we are more powerful together as the collective. And you know, and let's just dismantle the hierarchy, like, and create like a truly collective voice, you know? So we all can do it.
I learned a word today, self-actualized hierarchy. That's beautiful. Cool. Yeah, right? And so I think that's kind of feels good, right? Like feels a lot better. So thank you, Ruby, for sharing that. Thanks, Dee, for like bringing that up. I'm ready to rock and roll. If anybody needs guidance or support, or maybe that's something, Jenny, we can talk about with a yoga studio. Like there needs to be an evolution of the yogi, the spiritual human being, our modern spiritual peoples. There needs to be some sort of like training on how you can actually get involved with like what does the citizen yogi look like? Like what does that mean to take it to the next level? Because a real yogi is mitty bitty. You're not just like strong physically and mentally, but you're also politically strong, right? You have political strength, right? And so that being said, I'm going to swing it over. I'm going to swing it over to Ryland. And even before I jump on there with Ryland, I also want to share, you know, I have a bunch of articles up here. I'll put them in the chat as we're speaking. I think one of the things I want you guys to start becoming aware of and thinking about is what's happening in India is something that's been like precipitating for quite some time. Can you guys see this, what I'm sharing? Yeah?
Yes.
All right. So So that being said, what you guys are seeing is an article that says how there's all these people that have been coming together to support that the COVID vaccine is waived. I think this is not so much as a problem. I think this is the problem. When I go over here and I click this thing over here,
award winner to the stage,
and I
Prime
see
Minister
Bill
Narendra
Gates
Modi.
giving an award in 2019 to Modi, right? And I see them getting this award, right? And what's he giving him the award for? I mean, like a year ago, he has a talk with Bill Gates, right? About how like, oh, look at all this cool stuff we're doing for, like supporting people. But like right now, it's not working. So how did somebody get so much love and so much appreciation when clearly they've both failed? And there seems to be this like consistent thing. Look at this. Bill Gates writes to Modi, commends his leadership against COVID. I mean, I'm not against anybody, but I'm noticing this trend of like people not acknowledging that they're actually messing up. And if people don't recognize that they're messing up, it ends up hurting a lot of people. It doesn't matter what you believe in or what your perspectives on whatever it is. Like we just have people making decisions and they're off and they're just like, it's off. And then I brought this up too, because I think maybe Ryland, you could share something on, this aspect of understanding like, hey, wait a second, Bill Gates now also owns most of the farmland in America. And I don't think it's insidious, it's money. There's a lot of money in farming, right? So, but I think it's also to share that maybe this is something we all can lean into more, no matter who you are out there, what you care about. It seems there's this consistent tie with food, our health, right? And like land, and like who gets to own land? What's going on there? Why do we keep doing that thing? We're like, all right, this person owns the land. Wait a second, I'm getting more and more confused by that. So anyways, I'm gonna switch off of this. I'm gonna jump over here to Ryland. Ryland, I would love to get your perspective, but also like I know you are like a mantra connoisseur, right? You're a connoisseur of Kirtan and mantra. So I would love to hear your brilliance too. Oh wait, you're muted. You're not actually ever muted, but on.
Thank you. This is really sweet to tune into. I just came from the garden. I was planting with my wife and my son. We're planting corn and watermelon in our garden, and I know I've been intending to join here and sing songs and. Just tune into the space that you're creating and holding. And I hadn't been able to the last few Sundays. Typically, I make a big meal for volunteers who come and work on the farm on Sundays, so it has been difficult to tune in. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of directions I would go, but my relationship to Kirtan music. I've been, maybe when I was 19 years old, I was driving across the Golden Gate Bridge, listening to some chanting, I think it was, may have been, maybe it was Krishna Das, or so it was some Sanskrit chanting. And I remember being in my car, just alone, chanting at the height of my lungs and just the height of my exhilaration and connectivity to it. And I realized that mostly everything I do in life is for the observation of others. I want people to see what I'm doing, to think I'm great and think I'm cool. And I realized that there in that moment, I was not doing that for the observation of others. I was doing that for the joy of praising something bigger than myself. And the heart overwhelmingly just pour for praise itself, or just the joy of praising divinity. And it was not 18 years old, so 22 years ago, where I just knew, wow, singing the Creator's name, singing holy words, brings me into a state of being that is extraordinary, is not ordinary. It's beyond the 99% of what I'm, doing, trying to, receive the adoration of others to no avail, and to no fulfillment. And so that was a profound moment. And Kirtan has been a small but very nutrient dense part of my life for the last 22 years. You know, just going and sitting and singing, to where I had some friends who had a band that my wife was a part of, and I asked them if I could be a backup singer for Maddie and Evasa Love, who maybe some of you know. So anyways, it's been something that I've always been on my heart to do more of and to make more space for. And me and my wife sing maybe a couple times a month in our home. And yeah, I love to sing, and I'll just sing. This is the song that I sung while my son was being born. Rumi was being born, and it's a song that I'm not quite sure the origin story of it, but I heard that it did actually have a, yeah, I don't know the full origin story, but it's yeah, a song that I'll sing for us as my contribution of singing and kirtan and song and devotion. So it goes like this. Let's see. Ancestor star people, we're all here today. Feel my heart's song, feel my respect, feel my love. These are grateful tears falling. We are truly blessed. We are truly blessed. We are 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 truly blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are truly blessed.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Oh man, thank you.
Really cool. Thank you.
Right, Ryland, really quickly, I do want to acknowledge and honor the work you've done in the world and what you're up to. You know, I think one of the things I want to share with the community is at large is how you have with Kiss the Ground, you guys have enacted and kind of like nudged policy towards supporting farmers and supporting farmland, and you've done some really progressive, I'm progressing on the right word, I think, like interconnected work, right? Empowering local communities. So can you share something about what you guys are doing and how we can actually support that and support local farmers here in America, at least just to start?
Yeah, so Kiss the Ground was born from a moment of, again, sort of revelation of 8 years ago. I had this moment where I saw the interconnectedness of plants, trees, soil, animals, humans, microorganisms, the atmosphere, the water cycle, the carbon cycle, the nutrient cycle. I really saw the bigger circle of life for the first time in my life. And I saw that there was a way forward that I had never seen before. I had never seen how life could actually get better 7 generations forward. I only could see how we could do less harm to the destruction that we had been doing. But I couldn't really see, I could only see destruction and maybe weak attempts at sustaining or conserving the destruction. But I didn't see a pathway to regeneration. And in that moment, I saw this bigger cycle of how regeneration could work, and that human beings could be part of a beneficial trophic cascade, that we could be, you know, as Indigenous people could say, that we could understand and remember our original instructions, and that our original instructions were that we can be a beneficial keystone species on planet Earth, and that under our care, life can actually become more abundant, more fecund, more alive, more biodiverse. And I just never seen how that worked. I never could see the architecture of how that could work. And in that moment of seeing the architecture, that bigger cycle, I just, yeah, devoted my life to being an evangelist, an enthusiast, and an advocate for regeneration as a context for life on planet Earth, because I didn't see, I had never seen something so hopeful and so beautiful. I've never seen a pathway that mimicked the purity of love, and love being this expression of regeneration. It gives, knowing that its only desire is that it is felt and continued and expressed and carried forward, not knowing if someone will look back and even say thank you. Its nature is just, the gift is the giveaway. And and that's really the architecture of nature. And humans, we've lost our place in that architecture, to where we go against it, we go against ourselves. And so that led to me, like, Indy, like I literally started just gathering people in my living room and started saying, how can we have this message of regeneration be awakened in the general public? And for a year, we just created a non-paid working group of Mondays from 6 to 9. People came to my house and we whiteboarded, and I brought musicians, activists, local policymakers, radicals, just all different kinds of folks and we just started to, and
I hope you had some vagabonds in there.
Definitely. I let 2 live in my house. One in my garage, one in my spare bedroom. I almost lost my wife over it. Yeah, I had a woman. Oh my God, that's a whole other story. Wow. But so yeah, that turned into the creation of a 501c3 nonprofit, Kiss the Ground. We've been around 7 years, and we've been on a mission to awaken the possibilities of regeneration. And that's what we've been doing. We started off as a media and storytelling organization, and we've created 60 short little films that communicate the possibilities of regeneration, that have been seen millions of times at this point. And we've created a film that came out on Netflix in September called Kiss the Ground. And that's also been seen 5 million times and is in 40 countries and 26 languages. And it really is, painting the picture in people's hearts and minds that, wow, there's a way. And that way is through love, and that way is through understanding the architecture of regeneration and the architecture of nature, and supporting that architecture versus going against it. And so yeah, we have 4 programs in the organization. As I said, we create media. We have an advocacy. We're literally a school for training advocates to be the champions of soil health, regenerative agriculture, and regenerative culture, and really getting that, could we be the culture that, or the generation that woke up to regeneration is our birthright, that regeneration is our nature, that regeneration is possible, and that we've just been shooting for a North Star that was misaligned. And so we had our first course called Soil Advocacy Training that launched about 2.5 years ago. We've had about over 3,000 people participate in 26 countries around the world, and now they're creating projects, whether it's art murals, whether it's TED Talks, whether it's policy change. We just had an extraordinary win where a guy named Gillian from Canada, who'd been working in ag and agriculture and climate change, kind of that intersection, did the course, really kind of awakened his mental and throat chakra around, like, wow, I'm doing this, but now I can really have the words to powerfully and poignantly communicate, and was able to bring language to policy and policymakers in Canada, which has led to a $350 million investment in regenerative agriculture happening in Canada. It's the largest government subsidized money into the space of regenerative agriculture I think it's happened on the planet.
Wow.
And that's again, that's just, you know, one of the little kernels of things that have kind of come out of the advocacy program. This is my wife, Sarah.
Hi, wife. Sarah. Sarah with an H or Sarah with a...
Sarah with an H. Yes.
Sarah with the H. Nice to
And
meet you.
next time she'll sing. She's got the voice of an angel. Yeah, she'll sing. Yeah.
I'll play the flute with her if she needs it. If she needs some support. Oh my God! Wait, hold on one sec. Ruby, were you gonna say something?
I was just going to say, I mean, that's amazing. Your work is amazing, and I'm really motivated by what you're doing. I can definitely share sentiments. Working with 2 organizations that I put in the chat, and one of them is a book that is yet to launch. It's called Beloved Economies, but the whole thing is structured around how can we look at companies who are developing beneficial models versus extractive models, and how can we move towards creating more regenerative, renewing energy in what we're doing. And that is its own economy. And we're not separate from those economies, and they are growing in size and number. And we're leaving some of those old paradigms behind us. So that really what you're doing with Kiss the Ground, I think aligns very well with this company. And well, these 2 researchers, they're 2 researchers from Stanford that spent 8 years or something like that, researching these different organizations from around the world. And they didn't have to be just businesses. They could be nonprofits, they could be artist collectives, and looking into how they developed a mutually beneficial structure, oftentimes using biomimicry, how things are happening in nature. And so that really, like, I just saw the connections and the dots coming up. So I wanted to share that.
Look at this book I'm reading.
Yay! Yes.
Yes.
So
It's
Beloved
really...
Economies is probably like that book and similar. And then a lot of firsthand accounts of people that are actually doing it and examples to follow. You know, I've come to realize how important it is to just see representation of what you want in the world. It's very hard to just come up with it from scratch. So I wanted to share that in connection with Kiss the Ground, but I'm amazed. That level of policy change is not easy to bring about.
Yeah, and I want to also acknowledge Guru Nam. I see we have a special guest. Special guest. Hello.
Yeah.
What's your
Can you guys
name?
hear us?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm Guru Nam's friend.
Hi, Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Nice
And
to meet
also
you too.
totally
Thank
great.
you.
Do you have any thoughts on regeneration or regenerative, the idea of regeneration?
Oh goodness, I read about it a lot and I watch a lot of YouTubes about it. I'm obsessed with it.
So then you're gonna have to tap into Kiss the Ground and some of the things Ruby shared. You gotta definitely check that out.
Yeah, I'll share that with him.
That would be lovely. I was just telling Guru Nam yesterday that one of the most beautiful aspects of regenerative agriculture is that when an American style farmer switches from GMO and herbicide to regenerative agriculture, they make more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Like to make that the norm instead of what we currently have, you know. And there's researchers out there doing it, and there's people that are connected to them doing it right now.
Ryland, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say in the film Kiss the Ground, Gabe Brown, who's one of the farmers, ranchers in the film, he says that, you know, he basically makes the comparison that an average American farmer farming conventional monoculture commodity crops are making, you know, somewhere between, I think, $5 to $10 per acre per year, and he's able to produce $100 per acre profit per year through a mixed culture, polyculture, you know, dynamic regenerative system. of farming and grazing. So yeah, the opportunity is, and Farmer's Footprint. Someone just put that in the chat. I was just actually on the phone with Zach Bush earlier this morning, who's a sweetheart, and he was helping me with some.
Guess what, Ryland? Jenny is she's with Zach right now.
No, actually, Zach's in New York right now, but I live in Kaneohe in Hawaii. Zach's and his wife Jenna are my good friends, so I live next door to them. And usually Sundays we're here doing yoga on the patio, and then we have brunch after, the three of us. So he's a really great guy, right? He's just channeling some really important work right now, and every time I listen to him, my whole body like vibrates that this is truth, right? This is what we got to do. I could never actually repeat any of the stuff that he says because it feels so big, so much bigger. But I love what you're up to with Kiss the Ground too. Like just sitting here listening to you is such a gift and a blessing. And more of this, more of this is necessary, right?
And I would like to also share in there, Ryland didn't share it, but one of the things I've been excited about the work that they've done and accomplished is because they focus on storytelling and how powerful storytelling is. They've actually had a congressman, right? It was a congressman wanting to show pieces of the film on the Congress floor at congressional meetings. And I think, Ryland, maybe you could share more of that, but I think that is storytelling and music and art is actually how we can actually enact faster change. Like we don't have to be serious and heavy all the time. But Ryland, maybe you can share that.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like, come on, really? Like it's crazy. I mean, since just in this year, we've been able to host the Kiss the Ground trailer, and Gabe Brown spoke to the first Ag Committee with the new chairman, Representative Chairman David Scott, who saw the film, and he made the first meeting of the House Ag Committee this year based around the connection between climate change and agriculture and forestry. And Kiss the Ground was the featured kind of symbol of talking point, and that's how the meeting opened. And then Gabe Brown spoke for 3 hours in response to House members. But that's just the beginning. We then hosted, we sent out the Kiss the Ground film to many House members and all their staffers, and then hosted an expert panel with Dr. Mark Hyman and Lila June, who's an Indigenous leader speaking about Indigenous land management practices, and John Boyd speaking about discrimination from the USDA, who has a Black farmer and started the United Black Farmers Association. And we had Zach Dijanu, who just took a job with the USDA, who's been working for intertribal ag, helping with ag financing for Native people, and basically addressing all these issues. And then that's another thing that happened. Then we were able to put together 3 experts to speak to Tom Vilsack, the new Secretary of Agriculture in this country, who is the Antichrist of healthy food. He signed so many GMO things with Obama, and more genetic modified food happened over Obama's campaign with him. And he took 2 meetings and listened and gave us a quote about the Kiss the Ground film, and said that regenerative agriculture is the way of the future.
Did you sing into his ears too? Like, did you sing sweet whispers into his ears?
Ancestors, star people, you're all here today. No, I didn't sing that.
Wow.
No, but I mean, it's truly, again, do I know what the outcomes will be? I have no idea. I have no idea what the outcomes like the Bhagavad Gita says. We take right action and we let go of our attachment to the result, and we take right action and we let go of our so it's just as Rumi said, start some big foolish project like Noah. let our hearts sing towards what we know is right, and allow the world to respond and change and, be transformed as it will be, and let go of our interpretation of how it's working or not.
Just- And notice the connection between who Jenny knows and who you know. And, it never ceases to amaze me how we all get connected in like intention and like mind and like heart space.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild because I
Wild.
haven't talked to Zach in 6 months, and I talked to him this morning on the phone, and then here we are having this conversation.
So cool.
Divine. I love when that happens. It's so awesome. Wait, Gurunam, are you still here? Gurunam. Hello? Did you leave? Oh, bummer. Really quickly, Jenny, I want to also honor you. I think one of the things, we were talking at the beginning, but some of y'all weren't on the call, but Jenny owns a wonderful yoga studio, and she kind of creates a community in the East Bay. I mean, in the Bay Area of California. And she also has a farm called Luminary Farm out up here too, that's doing some great work. But outside of that, maybe Jenny, could you update everybody on like how you even got to be in this conversation right now? Obviously that was important, but also maybe do you want to share like a mantra or any poem or anything as well? I would love that.
Yeah, well, I would love to do a little guided meditation as we're talking about. So in the theta healing technique that has been a part of my life for 10 years now, we work with, like, we talk about the 7 planes of existence, right? All like, and this meditation kind of connecting us into all of creation, and which we're a part of, and is a part of us, is everything that you're all just talking about. So I'd love to just do that, and then get us into that theta brainwave, and from there do a little intentional healing for India, for whoever, and any prayers, wishes, blessings we want. How does that sound? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, real quick introduction. Just Be Yogas in Walnut Creek in Danville opened 8 years ago, and my intention was just to, I was practicing theta healing, and then yoga came into my life, and it all kind of merged together. And the community that created at Just Be Yoga has been really a sacred space for many people, and we've just done our best to keep it going through the pandemic. Even though we've closed our studios, we've kept the virtual going. We're reopening one of our studios. We're going to close down, we're going to simplify, and we're going to focus just to keep going, to be sustainable long term. And so that's a huge blessing. And Luminary Farm is a 80-acre, actually 160-acre estate out in Danville. It backs up against Mount Diablo and the hiking trails. And this is a big, big vision that I had back in 2015. It's still, in the very initial birthing stages. And so anyways, the space that we want it to be a wellness kind of healing retreat space. And we've pivoted a bit, but because of the pandemic. And so right now you see a lot of weddings happening up there. In fact, today I just got word that 2 of our Indian weddings are canceling because of everything going on. And I'm like, my heart goes out to them, their family that's affected right now in India, and why they need to cancel their wedding. So I want to bring them into this healing meditation that we do as well. But the space has really been used for a lot of ceremony and celebration this year, and families gathering, and eventually I hope for it to be the full vision to come to fruition.
Maybe we could do these kirtans live at your spot too.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, every weekend is booked through November. So huge celebration there. And we've got space during the week to gather and do some of this important work. So when I'm back home, I'd love to gather there.
Yeah.
But, thank you for inviting me in, and mentioned earlier that as my community was asking how we can support India, I went straight to you and asked you what your opinion was on how we could best show up. And so this is an ongoing discussion. This is just the start of how we can educate and involve our community into understanding, what's really going on at the underneath everything that we're seeing right now, like what's at the root, what's at the base, and where can we actually create the most impact and support in the most effective way. So
thank you, Jenny. I wish more Western yogis were like you.
Thank you. Just gonna take that one in for a minute. Yeah, thank you. Here to help and serve the best I can, and it's through all of you educating that I'm able to do that. So thank you for sharing with me. All right, can I do a little meditation for all of you?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Let's go ahead and just get settled. Seated wherever you are, even if you're in the airport and there's lots of activity around you, if you want to just close your eyes for a moment or settle your gaze point. Just feel for a moment, feel your body. Feel the edges of you, your physical body. And feel the connection between you and the earth, the foundation beneath you. You can't feel it, imagine it, pretend. Get a picture in your mind, this miraculous body that you're in, this human body, sitting, standing, or connected to the earth. Take a few deep, full breaths in this space of awareness, of connection. Now imagine you're rooting down into the center of the earth, the heart of the earth. Acknowledging this land that you're on, take a moment to send gratitude and love. Acknowledging all those that have come before us, our ancestors, our guides. Invite them in to join you here in this time and space through this intentional healing meditation. And feel that gentle tug at the base of your spine as you secure that rooted, grounded presence. Imagine now you're drawing earth energy, the most brilliant, beautiful, blue-green energy up to the base of your spine from the heart of the earth. And draw this energy up, all the way up your spine, setting the intention to balance out your energy centers, moving up from the base to your sacrum, swirling up to your solar plexus, heart, throat, forehead, crown of your head. And at the crown of your head, imagine now an opening, a funnel of sorts. And set the intention to connect with whatever it is you believe is greater than you. God, Buddha, Allah, Mother Earth, universe, higher self. Ask to be connected with grace and ease for your highest and best now. And just allow that source, that energy from the pure source of all of creation to funnel down through the crown of your head, entering down through your body, through your spine, to the center of the earth, becoming this pillar that extends from the earth plane to the seventh plane, the creator of all that is, the energy of all of creation. meeting at the center of your chest, your heart. Imagine now the most brilliant light radiating at the center of your chest that represents you, capital S self, your essence, your presence. And expand that light now from the center of your chest all around you. Imagine you are expanding your essence and the energy of unconditional love. Expanding it through the space that you're in. Expanding beyond the walls that surround you. Expanding beyond the trees and the clouds and the stars. Encompassing all of creation. The earth plane, the plants, the animals, spirits, and ascended masters, laws of the universe, and creation of all that is. Just feel and sense the you being a part of all. Feel that within you. And now in this energy, this pure, unconditional love, picture each person that's here in this virtual circle today. Send gratitude, send love, send this healing energy to each person. See the connection between us all. And imagine now all of our intentions, our pure love energy radiating beyond this virtual circle, radiating to our entire community, filling up from an energetic space standpoint, filling up each and every person in our community and beyond our community. See this radiating and filling up all of humanity. And now hold in the forefront of your mind and your intentions, India and all those who are affected currently. Surround them with this healing love and light from the pure source, not coming from you, but coming from that pure source, whatever you believe is greater than you. See them being surrounded and filled with this protection through the energy of love. Ask for a healing now. Make a command in an affirmative way. It is commanded. Healing be done with grace and ease for the highest and best of all. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. Witness. Simply witness this healing. You may feel it, sense it within you when it's complete. Stay in it until you feel where you've seen the completion. Send this healing to our ancestors, 7 generations back, 7 generations forward. Ask for this healing to be complete for the highest and best of all. And when you feel it's complete, go up into that energy of creation and rinse off. Purify your space. Thank your ancestors, your guides, the creator for this healing today. And open up your heart to receive the healing that's coming back your way. And the blessings. Knowing you're worthy, nothing more to prove, do, or be. You are already worthy. Bring your awareness right back down through the crown of your head, down through your spine to the base of your spine, and reroute down into the center of the earth, the heart of the earth. Once again, sending gratitude, love, and blessings to Mother Earth. Rest back up in the center of your chest, your heart space, activating unconditional love within you, all around you. Start to deepen your breath. Just notice your presence, your essence. Rub your palms together, building the friction, the heat, the warmth between your hands. Place this love, this warmth, this compassion, this energy. Place your hands on your thighs. Just feel the edges of your physical body once again, fully embodied in this body. And gratitude for this body. Rub your palms together. Place your hands over your eyes, your forehead, just feeling that warmth and that love and that space you've created. Rub your palms together, building up this warmth, this heat. Place your hands and the warmth of your hands to your heart. Just feel the beat of your heart. Feel that energy, life force flowing within you now. Simply stating in an affirmative way, I'm whole, I'm complete, I'm perfect as I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This time and space for this blessing, for this healing. I honor the teachings that have been passed along, the teachers that have come before me, and the greatest teacher within. Thank you all for allowing me to guide this today. I honor each and every one of you. When you're feeling ready, open your eyes and look around, get oriented. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You guys are on the airplane?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I love that.
And we are so grateful to be with you.
I love being on an airplane and imagining, like, feeling, you know, the little light, little love bubbles, like, to every person there, and then just like sealing up the plane. I'm going to do that for you right now since you're there.
Thank you.
I like that. I'm always thinking about the gremlins on the airplane.
It's under your feet.
It's so nice to be here with all of you. I say that every week, but it's just really lovely to like gather in community and support each other and like network and vision. Like I feel so inspired and so filled up after being here, because it's easy for me to get into a space of feeling hopeless, feeling depressed, downtrodden, you know, and when I'm here and I'm listening to everyone, I'm feeling like my heart opening and my mind expanding, and I'm feeling inspired and like seeing, like really feeling in my body that yes, we can make a change. Yes, we can absolutely regenerate. Like we in our body, and then also the earth is so resilient.
Yeah, wow. It's kind of funny. I have to, after this, I'm running to the Gurdwara, the El Sabrane Gurdwara here in the Bay Area, because my mentor, an 80-year-old gentleman who's been teaching me how to be getting me into the politics of my community, he has invited the mayor, the council members, and local people that are like non-Indian to for me to lead a group to the Gurdwara to show them who Sikh people are, to talk about the culture, but to also talk about the universality of how we live our lives and how we live our life in service, and we also live our life in courage, right? Courage and service, right? And I think all of us right here are embodiments of that. And I think let's continue to show up in that beautiful way. I feel horrible that I gotta leave, or I have to like end this earlier than I normally have to do so I can get over there. It's my birthday tomorrow too, so if you guys any sort of like, if you want to give me a gift, all I gotta ask you is sing in a place where you can tell the energy's low. So that's your gift to me, all right? Take your voice somewhere where it's like you feel the energy's off, or like you see people are upset or depressed, or just start singing. Just try the experiment out. Just for me. You're not doing it for you. It's for me, okay? All right, Ryland. Okay, Jenny. All right, you guys. Good on.
Okay.
I pinky swear.
All right, pinky swear on that one.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And you guys, Gurunam, maybe you can leave us with something before we go. And maybe shake up the vibe of that place,
Baby, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right. Baby, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all have made my day so much better.
Likewise. Thank you. It's so beautiful, all of you guys. Thank you. Anybody have any last thoughts or things to add or anything before we say bye to each other? But not forever. It's just for a moment. We're just saying bye for a moment.
Thank you. Thank you for this time.
Yeah, let's rock and roll. It's Jedi time.
We are ready to go.
It's Jedi time. So let's Jedi up and
Safe
continue.
flight, you guys.
Safe flight. Jenny, much love to you. Ryland, much love. Thank you, brother. Be well, be healthy, you guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Love you. Bye. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, Richie.
I know. What a craziness, right?
That's amazing.
What the heck is going on? I gotta wear a turban now if I'm gonna be commissioner saying. I can't like walk around with my hair in a bun,
Hey, upgrade.
Upgrade that. So if you got some skill, if you want to teach me, I need some lessons because my turban skills are really low right now.
Oh yeah, I can help you. We'll chat.
All right, what's that? All right, guys, have a safe flight. Bye, brother. Nice to meet you. Stay in touch. Get connected. Get our whatever. Jump on board with what we're doing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Bye. Bye, guys.